Hello everyone and welcome back to the Ultra Realistic channel, where we use real tractors, we use real equipment, we have realistic tutorials, and we have a real lot of fun. I figured I'd come on today and shoot a video where you do a little ride along with me. I think it'd be kind of cool this time. I've been playing quite a bit off camera. I had a lot of issues with some mods again, but that's perfectly okay. I tried to download some realistic mods like indoor cam and manual attach and all those things, and they just don't like this map. I've also decided I got to go just a wee bit bigger on equipment because I can't afford to take 25,000 hours to plow something. I've got to go right along this field here, get over to our thing. As you can see, this is my worker. He's done 156.43 acres on this field, and he's still got probably 50 left over there. So we're going to get him go ahead and get started right now. And because we only got just a little bit left. Time goes quick when you're talking. But you can see, so this is 10-meter equipment. This 10-meter plow, because I don't have to plow every time, I may or may not keep it, but I'm going to upgrade everything else to probably 15 meters, and we'll go from there. So how's everybody's doing tonight? I'm doing fantastic as usual. Let's get him working. Charging me my moolah. It's funny how fast the money goes. All right. See, it goes quite a bit. It goes down at the bottom. That's the realistic weights and everything that comes with it, so it keeps track of how many acres I've worked. This little plow actually works pretty good, and since I don't have to plow every time, I cultivate more than I do. Wait a minute. And a lot of that is because I did a headland here when I had the old plow. Also, a little bit a word of advice to everyone. For safety purposes, purposes. Oops, I'm going to get him hired. There we go. Anything in the in-game mod hub that says homemade next to it, try and stay away from. There, now we can go. As you can see, I've done 15 point something acres with this, and with 24 meters wide, it covers quite a bit of area, and it counts up really quickly. So even though we're only going 9 miles an hour, it's like 6 acres a pass, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, just a little bit of a heads up to everybody. If you're if you see in the in-game mod hub or anywhere else it says homemade something next to it, be real careful with downloading it for use in maps, because I've had probably, not gonna lie, probably about 15 or 20 of them. Especially, I don't know how. I really don't. I'm just being honest. It's my own opinion. I love the game, but I don't know how they pass to get on the farmingsimulator.com website. It's absolutely frustrating because you think to yourself, there's a bunch of Lua errors and stuff. There's a bunch of stuff, and I'm just going, wow. So, generally speaking, I don't have a problem with most of the stuff that says homemade stuff on it. But when you're doing a certain map, you don't like it. And the other one is manual attach does not like indoor cam. This is not the first time I've had the problem, and I thought, well, I'll go through it and I'll try it again. When you put the two of them together, it does not like it at all. I constantly get frame rate drops and stutters and everything else, and what's happened is when you go a mod, it's a word I'm looking for, a mod, and then you play for a little bit, and then a mod and play for a little bit, you can definitely tell which mod it is. So I started playing with them, and but I'm not gonna go crazy negative, because that's not what this is about anymore. This is about some fun. How was everybody's weekend? Mine was great. I always spend time with the family. And as you guys know, I don't I don't post anything. Whoops. Be nice if I hit my cruise control. I don't post anything. I post something on Sunday only because I recorded on Saturday. So this is actually getting recorded Sunday night. We are, let me check my watch, 11:13 at night. But I don't go on the computer at all on Sundays, other than some YouTube videos that I watch and things. But other than that, I kind of stay off of it. That's my day to spend with the family. So now we're into, it's actually Monday. Sorry. Oop. Let me get my days right. I peek over and Monday Night Football's on. I'm watching the Peyton Manning and Eli Manning thing on ESPN2, and you just get a kick out of it. But sometimes the announcers just get a little annoying when they're just like hyping up the game, and I just want to watch the game, especially when I'm recording. If this works out, I may do this a little bit more. I may just come on for my little 30 minutes, record, get it out of the way, get done, and get to talk to you guys for a little bit. And because I've been playing about 2 to 3 hours off camera, so it doesn't really matter to me. I mean, this is episode 4, and we're in day 2 already, so we're actually going right along. I'm very, very happy with how fast it's going. I'm happy that I'm not having any issues. I had one issue, and it wasn't even this map's problem. It was my power problem, where I was doing a time lapse, and I was about an hour and a half, 35 minutes into the recording, and someone hit the transformer, and an accident happened, and the guy ran into the transformer, and it blew my power out while I was recording. I'm like, it froze. My game just completely like went, eh. And so then my power flickered, and my power went out, and I was just like, no. It wasn't even funny. I was like, no. Wife's like, what are you screaming about? I'm like, because I'm recording, you know. And so I had to shut my computer down, reboot it up, make sure everything's okay, go through. So now in the last episode, that homemade sprayer that I was using, the blue one, 18 meter wide. No, actually it was 12 meter wide. It's, I don't know, but I started having conflicts with it once I got manual attach and everything hooked up. And like I said, manual attach by itself, great mod. Indoor cam by itself, great mod. Absolutely fantastic mods. I cannot knock them if that's all the mods you're using. Or you're using in-game mods like just the in-game equipment and manual attach. It works great. Once you start getting mods, manual attach and indoor cam, no. They don't like them. It's crazy. Plus, I figured, well, if I'm going to go a little bit bigger equipment, I might as well come out of cab a little bit. You know, I'm going to still play it super ultra realistic. It's going to be, everything's going to be done right, but it's kind of cool. Spin the camera around, see a little bit where you're at. I mean, look at this. I've done 23 acres, and I'm only there, and I got all the way down there. So we'll get to the end of this pass, and then we'll go check on our worker. Now, on, what is it called there? Rusty Acres, his name was Walter. So what should we name him on this one? Because Walter reminds me of Jeff Dunham, and I had just got done watching it. So that's why I was like, Walter. Let's name him Liam Neeson. I'm sorry. Because you just can't say Liam's name. Let's come over here. See, 161 acres. That's crazy. Oh, and it's funny because I guess this map is set in Iowa, and I'm assuming, I mean, you realize that with just me spraying for the last 10 minutes, he went from 145 acres to 161. It's absolutely insane. Absolutely awesome, but absolutely insane, too. So, like I said, this map is set in Iowa, so I'm wondering, I mean, for those of you who live in Iowa or out the Midwest, are there really, like, fields this big? Like, and I cut off 50-something acres. At least, I would say at least, with making my grass down there. That's crazy. He's going right along. He's doing good. It's a guy. Yep. So we got to come up with. He doesn't like the end. Oh, okay, got it. Oh, I also changed the JCB out. I really like the other telehandler. What is it? I can't remember it now, but it was the nice one with the 3-point hitch on the back. But I said, well, I'm already using it on a Let's Play, so let's use this one. This is the JCB Load-All 53170. The really super mod. The door opens and closes. Keeps track of turn signals work in here. Brake lights work in here. The little gauge on the boom goes up and down when you use it. That's the other thing I wish you could do is the wipers are going inside even though... Yeah, see the door opens and closes. Pretty cool. Put that down. Get back to spraying here. Let's see. What else did I change out? I changed out some equipment, but... There we go. So I can talk. Talk and kind of spin the camera. I think I'm gonna stick to between 12 and 15 meters instead. I mean, I was so strict. I wanted it to be strict, but then I thought, like we just pointed out a few seconds ago, when you're doing 200, 300, and this isn't even. Look at this. I mean, we're on field 9, and it's not even the biggest field. I would say probably 8. Well, no, it's pretty close. 13's pretty much the same size. So if you get 13 and you combine that with 12, you're going to have 400 acres there. And I know 25's probably 200 or 300. 21, there it is. 21's the biggest. I'm assuming. Let's do this, see if he keeps moving. Let's go to the map here. Let's see what size 21 is. 21 is 333.15 acres. It's going to cost me 1.6 mil. 25 is 146. Now, I don't understand why that's doubling. That's crazy. See, then you get some smaller ones, like this one's only 100, only 130. It's insane. 120. Field 8 is 187. 6 and 7 are 154 combined. That's 13. That's only 420,000 for a 173 acre field. Absolutely crazy. But yep, 21 is our biggest field, 333.15 acres. And if you cut this out here, I'm assuming, I don't know, I've never been over there, so I have to check it out. If you cut, I'm thinking there's trees there. If you cut these trees out, make this, you'll probably add, and I don't know if there's anything in between here or not, but if you added all this together, you could probably make a 400-something acre field. But we're sitting there talking about 400-acre fields like, yeah, nothing. You figure, okay, I wanted to show you something also. Let's go over to here. All right, if you look, let me show you. Plowed hectares, 163.78. I started plowing, what was it, yesterday at 7 a.m. And no, I got my cow set up. It was yesterday at about noon. And to do 163. This is real time, mind you. As you can see, real time, 11 hours and 32 minutes that I've played. Real time. And that's including off camera. Obviously, it keeps track of it. But we're in day 2. And the first day we started whatever they started us on. I think it was like 8:30 or 9 or something like that we started on. So it was a shorter day. And what I'm doing also is I'm playing from, I start at 7 instead of 6, and I play till 9, 2 hours, and then I simulate a breakfast. And then I fast forward till 10, and then I play from 10 to 12, and then I fast forward to lunch. And then we go from 12 to 2. No, then we go from 12 until 4, and we simulate a dinner at 5. Then I come back and play an hour. So realistically, you're taking 3 hours off. Saying in 1 second. 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 hours. So I'm only playing 8 hours. But because I figured, well, after 8 hours, I've pretty much had enough to get through one day. But so I started at noon. You take off noon to 5. That's 5 hours, right? That's 5 hours minus my dinner. That's 4 hours of real plowing. And then today I started at 7. And we're now, and you simulate 2 hours off that. That's 7, that's 5 hours. So 5 and 3, about 8 hours of real-time plowing at 10 miles an hour, which in reality, you would never plow that fast. So 8 full hours, and he's not even done yet. He's probably got another hour, hour and a half yet to go before he's done. Because I'm guessing it's going to be about 200 acres when I'm done, if not more. So that's, if he's got 2 more hours, that's 10 hours of straight time plowing. And I just can't, like, that's why I got to the point where I was hiring workers. I'm like, no. This isn't working. I get about 2 hours in, 3 hours in, and then I have to take a break. Worst case scenario, you have to get up and pee or something. All kidding aside, gotta go potty. But this map's good. I like it. I'm glad that I figured out what it was. It was the John Deere, my plow. I'm going to tell you guys right now what it was. The John Deere 2410. It without the it comes in the in-game mod hub. Great mod. I have to give it credit. Great mod. It comes with a seeder that you can plow and or cultivate with it. You can change it and then put the seeder on the back of it and seed at the same time. If you don't add the seeder, because I didn't want the seeder, I was like, nah, I don't want that seeder. If you don't put the seeder on it, the mod acts all wonky. It's just like, you see way over in the distance there where that silo is in that barn. Right about there, it would stop. It would just go like that, and it would just stop, and you couldn't. It was like hitting a wall, and it was just So, but if you use it with the seeder or the cultivator, I think it's. I'm not quite sure. I'd have to research that. So before I go too far, stick my foot in my mouth. I think it's either a seeder or a cultivator, whatever goes on the back of it. If you use them two together, they work fine. You cannot use them individually. So that's my disclaimer that I have to use. So that was what led me to that. And then I started playing on this, and I was super excited. Everything's working. And I spent, like I told you guys, I spent like probably 6 hours of testing. Everything was fine. It was great. Until I started adding mods that it didn't like. It doesn't like. Manual attach conflicts with pretty much every mod I have. And the indoor cam conflicted with the manual attach, so I couldn't use both of those. And I'm thinking, well, all right, blah blah blah. But anyways, that was enough of that rant. You know, we gotta talk about. I'm gonna now tomorrow in game. We'll be into the first day of mid-spring. Now, a transition is when you go 6-day seasons is every 2 days. So you go 2 days, and then you go basically a growth stage. So we will be we're at 33% now, and we will be at 66%. But according to my weather, I'll show you as soon as I get to the end of this. Tomorrow is Wednesday in game, and then Thursday in game, it is supposed to be super sunny. Yeah. All right, let me show you this here. See? tomorrow. Like our rain, we're supposed to stop here at about 3 o'clock. Then we'll have from about 3 till 6 with dry. And then at 9 o'clock, it's supposed to rain again. But then by midnight, it's supposed to stop, I'm assuming. But from midnight on Wednesday all the way through the whole day Wednesday, all the way till 9 o'clock at night, then the whole day so far right here, Thursday, it's 2 full days. We can get this mowed because it's not supposed to rain again till Friday. So realistically, we could get this section at least here mowed. As I drive out in the field. But that's my goal, is once we finish up with today, we get into tomorrow, get through this rain, probably around noon or so, I'll start mowing, and then we'll make hay bales. I want to get at least 3 hay bales because we have 3 silage bales now. I also upgraded the feed mixer. I was using the Kuhn feed mixer, and as soon as the feed is gone out of the Kuhn, I'll sell it back because I bought the Petco, I think it's called. It holds 64,000. Well, I didn't want it to hold 64,000, so I modified it myself. My version only holds 40,000. Because I thought, I don't know. I mean, I know they exist in real life, but I don't know of any person that puts 64,000 liters of anything in their mixer. They may. I don't know. I would go probably, I mean, that's 64,000. That's like, 30 tons. That's a lot of feed. I mean, then again, some of those big 1,000 head, 2,000 head cattle ranches, I'm sure they use a lot of food. I'm sure they are. I'm sure they do. So, just because I would never use that much doesn't mean they don't exist. But yeah, it's fall where I live in real life, and it's was super gorgeous. But it's that time of the year where it's gorgeous during the day, so you strip down to shorts and get all cold, and then it get all warm and hot, and then by 5 o'clock you're like, oh, I need a hoodie. It's freezing. And you go put your pants on, and you put your hoodie on, and then when you're working outdoors, it's kind of cold, and then at night it gets to like 40, and you're like, okay, well, I got to turn my heat on soon. But you love it. I love fall. I love all the seasons, each one of them, including winter. As much as I dread winter, they all have their pluses and minuses. I mean, I like winter in the sense of, like, for me, spring is my favorite. But spring has its downfall. Spring has a ton of mud. There's mud everywhere because everything's thawing out, and it's still kind of brown and gross, and at least where I live anyways. But then you get to the end of spring, and it starts to turn green. Everything grows, and it's great. Then you get into summer. Everything starts to dry out real nice. Everything's good and gorgeous. Then it starts to get hot, and then it's like, ugh, I can't stand this heat. Stop it. Shut it off. And then you get to fall, and it's like I explained just now, where it's beautiful. Like, we got to like 75 today during the day. And then I just checked the thermometer before I sat down, and it was like 41. I'm like, oh my gosh, like it dropped 30 degrees. I also, getting back to the game a little bit, noticing that this fertilizer is going quite fast. It holds 500 gallons. Oh my gosh. Like, if you look at it, it doesn't look like it holds 500 gallons, does it? But it apparently in-game does. But anyway, so then you get done with fall, and you get into winter. And winter's cold and yucky and brown, and everything's dying and frozen, and you got to shovel, and you got to plow, and you got to do all the stuff you got to do. Like, I used to hate wintertime when we were dealing with the cows when I was a kid. You have to break their water. You have to do all that stuff. But then it there, hit the wrong button, sorry. But then about halfway through, you realize I like it because it makes it quiet. Like, it quiets everything down, or you can't hear the tractors. You can't hear, like, the tractors going over snow is so quiet. You hear the occasional crunch of the snow, but for the most part, you're not hearing, you hear the loudness of the tractors as far as tractors go, but, you know, it just quiets everything down, and the roads are quiet, and it's just a time to reflect as far as the days are short. Whoops. That was me. It's just a time to reflect. Days are shorter. Like in my area, it gets dark at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So by 4 o'clock, you're in the house anyways. Unless you're a farmer, then you're still working. You're working in the dark. I remember, you know, the second milking was always at 6 o'clock because we'd go eat our dinner and then we'd come back and we'd milk them. And it's dark and it's cold and it's ugh. Now cows in real life, they don't give milk in the winter as much. Some of them do, so you can't say they don't all the time, but some of them do. And a lot of it is milk that's kind of left over. You know, it's not producing milk because they usually produce most of their milk when they're calving, when they've had their babies, and they usually have their babies in the spring. Now, just like humans, we had calves born in the wintertime because they say, oh, they only calf in the spring. Nope. Sometimes they would spill over. Sometimes their pregnancy wouldn't take, and it would go longer than expected, and get into October, November, and it's cold out, and they're having their babies. Then they're making milk. So I like the way the game did seasons. I like the way the game did stuff, and I mean, look at the 4 or 5 passes we've done. We're at 45 acres already. Oh, that's crazy. All right, so I'm going to shut this off. Get my guidance shut off because I'm getting ready to... How's he doing? Awesome. So he was at 145 when we started, and now he's at 171. He's got that little bit left. I should probably switch him over to the other side soon here. But we're going to stop him there. We're going to get back over here in a couple minutes here before, right at 2 o'clock is when I'll shut her down. Let's check a look at our bales. How much longer they got to go. 25 hours. Yeah, let's see here. I don't want to get too far running away. When we come back next time, I'll show you guys the equipment that I bought. I'll buy it all off camera, and then I'll give kind of a showcase. But let me know in the comments. Do you guys like it better this way, where I come on and I kind of narrate and play a little bit and keep the video to 30 minutes and go, and then I'll play off camera to set it up? Because either way, doesn't matter. I don't care if it's a time-lapse or not a time-lapse anymore. We're all adults. Doesn't really matter. We can switch it up on the fly if we want. So as soon as that hits 2 o'clock, I'll say my goodbyes, and I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. For me, I'm going to try to catch up on all the scores on ESPN, and then edit this video, and then render it up and put it on here for tomorrow. All right, we'll go ahead and start it now. So without further ado, always, always, always look out for yourselves. Look out for each other. Most importantly, look out for your family, because that's super important. I'm really enjoying this series. So please, please, please like, subscribe, and share away. And as always, I'll catch everyone on the flip side. Have a good one, everyone.